For almost a week, parts of England have been submerged. The banks of the three great rivers, the Severn, Thames and Trent, breached as Storm Henk, then torrential rain, compounded the wettest half year on record. Amid criticism of a decade of cuts to Environment Agency budgets, Rishi Sunak surfaced in Oxford to offer his defence.
We've invested £5.2 billion in flood defences over the period in question. That's a record sum, far more than we've done in the future. That's contributed to protecting over 300,000 homes. But of course this is going to be devastating for those who are impacted, which is why there's financial support in place.
Around the corner, that was little consolation to Sasha Robertshaw and her tenant. The river may have stopped rising, but it seems the groundwater has not.
Although it's not high, nevertheless it's getting everything wet and it's seeping in as if it's got under the floor.
Residents of this neighbourhood have the Thames on their doorstep. During a perilous weekend, it looked like it might not stop there.
The floodwaters came up very quickly. Since Friday they've been stable, but it's right up to our back patio, almost to our back door.
The Environment Agency says a combination of temporary barriers and pumps mean fewer than 5 homes in Oxford have been flooded. And they have a £175 million plan to ensure the city's homes and businesses stay dry in future.
The idea is that we're going to create a channel down the west side of Oxford that will carry approaching 3 million tonnes of water per day in these sort of conditions, and it keeps the water away from Oxford and in the floodplain. And the floodplain is like a pair of lungs. As more and more rain comes, like more and more air, it just expands out, and then as it relaxes, it just lets it all go. And we're just going to give that extra capacity into the floodplain.
The weather of the last week has seemed extraordinary, but in future it might not feel like it. Forecasts for climate change are that extreme rain events will become both more intense and more frequent, which means the country has to think hard, not just about how we defend the homes we have, but where we build and how we protect the millions more that Britain needs.
Even without rain, it will be days before the waters recede. It's little consolation to those who have been flooded. But this could have been a lot worse. Paul Kelso, Sky News in Oxford.